Okay, well, there'll be more days. Okay? These questions are in regards to what I'm teaching, okay? So let's continue. Mexico poinsettias. These are poinsettias right here. And have you guys seen these around the stores? I went to Lowe's the other day and I saw them there in the Home Depot. Yeah.
I see them.
Okay. Okay, let's look back over here. Did you know that poinsettia plants originated in Mexico?
Yes.
Here we call them poinsettia, flores de Nochebuena, or flowers of the Holy Night. Many homes and churches are decorated with these beautiful red flowers during the holiday season. And in Mexico, you may see them as decorating plants in people's yards that can grow as big as a small tree with large red blooms in December. Oh, go back. Oh, whoops. So there's actually a story behind why we have poinsettias in Mexico. And it is believed that one day there was a child that was very, very poor. And this child didn't have any money or anything to bring to Jesus or to Mary or to Joseph. And the tradition in Mexico is they have their statues during Christmas Eve, and people bring gifts to the church. And this child didn't have any money, didn't have anything good to bring to the church. So the story goes that this child went looking for something to bring, and as this child was walking, they found some weeds on the ground. And then when the child brought the weeds to the altar, they say that it turned into poinsettias. And that is why a lot of them will bring poinsettias and put them around their homes, especially in Mexican homes. So it's almost a way of saying we don't have a lot of money, we don't have a lot of we don't have a lot of things, or we don't worry about that. We worry about what we bring from the heart, and these poinsettias are a representation of that. And that's why they have poinsettias. Yes. In Mexico, another thing that they have is El Día de los Reyes, the Day of the Kings. Have you guys heard of the three wise men? Kind of like that. So you might think the holidays are when December ends, but not in Mexico. So in Mexico, our traditions don't just end in December, they continue into January. There's still one more celebration, which is called El Día de los Reyes, or also known as the Day of the Kings. On the evening of January 5th, children write letters to the three wise men, or the Los Reyes, asking for presents before going to bed early. So they write a letter to the three wise men and then they go to bed. Kind of like Santa Claus, right? In the morning, happy children wake up to more presents under the Christmas trees. And families attend a parade celebrating the Three Kings Day where everyone wears a crown. And we also, in Mexico, we don't just get stuff under the tree, under the Christmas tree. In Mexico, we put our shoes near the window. And so the three kings are called Baltasar, Melchor, and Gaspar. And these three kings bring things to children who are good. But we put a shoe next to our window. And then, kind of like a Christmas stocking, but in Mexico it's a shoe. And we put a shoe near the window, and then in the morning we get gifts inside of that shoe. And it's not necessarily a big gift. It could be something as small as like cookies or something like a small treat. Okay? Yes? Yes, sis.
Will you still break stuff if that shoe's like really dirty inside?
Well, I'm sure that there might be a way to put it around the shoe, or sometimes it's around the tree. But usually the shoes are not just like our old shoes. They have like a nice Christmas stocking. Kind of like you're not going to hang up a stinky sock in your wall, right? You hang up your nice Christmas stockings. It's the same way for Mexico. Rosca de Reyes. After the Three Kings Day parade, our family gathers with friends for hot chocolate, kind of like the one I described with cinnamon and it's heavy cream. It's super, super tasty. And they share a Rosca de Reyes, or also called the cake of things. And this is what it looks like, and it looks like a crown. Do you guys see that? This is one of my favorite holiday traditions because baked inside this sweet bread is a small figurine representing baby Jesus. So inside this big rosca reyes, kind of like Norway, we have our tradition as well, where we have this big crown of bread, and inside one of those pieces is a baby Jesus like this big.
Oh,
It's like a little plastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whomever finds a trinket inside their slice of cake must host a tamale party on Dia de la Candelaria or Candlemas Day on February 2nd. So then once you get the cake, we each cut it and we all get a piece. And if you get baby Jesus, you're the one that's responsible for hosting the party on the 2nd of February.
And he didn't do anything.
And it's just a tradition. It doesn't necessarily mean, like here in the States, we do rosca reyes too, and we don't necessarily host a big party on our own. Sometimes we get help, but in Mexico, some people really abide by that tradition, and they really do have to make a lot of tamales for a lot of people. So the rosca de reyes symbolizes the king's crown with a dried fruit representing its jewels. Boys and girls, look up here. So this is what the crown looks like. And then all these things, like these fruits, like it could be cherries, it could be nuts, pecans, all of these things are basically like the decorations of what a crown would look like, but in a dessert form. Yes, Kate?
What if you accidentally cut the plastic fruit?
You can't really cut it because the plastic is super hard. It's almost kind of like a glass-like material.
Like a rock?
Yeah, it's really, really, really hard. So when you cut it, you're gonna notice, and it's just gonna pop up. It's not super tiny that you can't see it. It's big enough for you to eat, and people also know that we need to eat it very carefully or open up our bread really carefully because obviously we don't want to eat it, right? Okay. So that is it on Mexico. I have some videos to show you guys, a video to show you guys about what I'm talking about, because sometimes it's good for us to not just listen about it, but also visualize it. So, let me see if we can pull it up. Okay. So, we're going to go... I have it labeled on some minutes. So this is a friend, and he's taking his friend around Mexico. She's taking her friend around Mexico, and she's kind of explaining what they do. Let me see where we start. 6:30.
What?
Okay.
28?
So here we go. Ready? She's kind of explaining a few things. Let me see if we can hear. Oh, it's muted. Okay. Let's be kind. Did you guys see that they have crickets?
Yeah. We eat them. Oh.
These are nochebuenas.
We call them poinsettias. Is this a tradition? Everything in Mexico has a tradition.
Oh yeah. She's telling the story of Nochebuena.
Like really poor, and he wanted to bring some kind of offering to baby Jesus when he was born, and he didn't have any money at all. So he was walking on the road and he found these branches and he picked them up because that was all he had, right? So he picked the branches up and suddenly, like this scarlet red flowers, like sprouted from the branches.
Those flowers.
Yeah. And he put the flowers at the feet of baby Jesus, and that is why we always have them in this season.
Cool. Flor de Nochebuena, right?
Sí, Flor de Nochebuena.
Oh, I'm good.
So that's the poinsettias.
What's next?
Las Posadas.
Las Posadas. What's that?
That's part that we do 9 nights before Christmas, starting on December 16th. Those were really cool. You're gonna like them. We totally need to go to some of those.
Cool.
And this is what a posada looks like, okay? Everything's lighted around. There's a lot of people. A lot.
For the next 9 nights, people
Okay,
in
listen.
towns all over Mexico will reenact the journeys of Joseph and Mary to Bethlehem.
So they
Practically the
carried
whole
it
town is
around
in this procession. Everybody
through
has sparklers,
the town.
and everybody has candles. And we're walking from one house through the city to the next house. And they do that every night for 9 nights.
Every night for
The
9
procession
nights.
stops at 3 houses before they are let in to place
That's
Mary
like a
and
big
Joseph on the manger.
We started at the end of the street, and we brought the Virgin Mary and Joseph, right?
Right.
And what happened back in the day in Bethlehem is that they were trying to find a place to spend the night because they were traveling. So right now,
They
that's
were
what
asking
we
to
are
come
doing.
to-
We are with the candle asking, like all over the neighborhood, who will let us come in to spend the night there.
Okay.
The truth is that we're not spending the night. We are having the posada, the party. Posada means a place to stay.
They have their candles and they're walking around.
Now we are asking for posada. The guys
See how they're singing the songs?
that they're not
Everybody has a
allowed.
paper
They're
and they're
singing
just
back to
singing the
us.
song together.
I don't believe you.
And they sing back to each other. So the people behind the door start to say, I don't believe you, you don't need a place to stay. So they go to the next house and they go down 3 houses.
La morada, la morada, cosas hoy de corazón.
They're singing. That's the song that we sing.
So now they're letting us in. The party's
About to begin.
about to start. We gotta make sure that we get some punching.
I think we do need to get some punching.
Posada has to have a
Hot
ponche.
apple
We didn't know what
cider
we were waiting
Mexican
for, and they're like,
style.
you gotta get in line. We're like, oh. For what?
Hot water.
It's
The
hot
punch that it
apple
gets to the bottom of the
cider.
big pot is the sweetest.
So that's what, we did this on purpose. We're waiting for the ponche at the bottom.
Okay, and that's the party. That's the hot drink. Now we're gonna jump into hot chocolate, okay? We're gonna see that.
They also have coffee pre-sweetened with Fiancillo.
See how there's so many people and they just have food everywhere? And everything is free. So they're not selling anything. It's just free for the entire town.
Chocolate.
It's the authentic Mexican hot chocolate.
Uh-huh.
It's made out of they use those big pieces of chocolate, dark chocolate with sugar,
Uh-huh.
and they put them in the hot milk, steaming milk,
Uh-huh.
and then it starts to dissolve a thick
You see how it's thick at the
layer
top?
of milk.
That's the
It's like
cinnamon that
very,
kind of
very
floats
top.
on top and it
Uh-huh.
creates like
That
this
means that
thick
it's
glaze.
ready.
Tell her I think it smells very good.
Dice que huele muy rico.
And those are candies.
I've been there. I've seen that.
Awesome in Mexico. We get to eat a lot of really good food. Everybody's cooking everywhere we go. It's awesome. What is this?
Pork meat.
Pork meat.
And here,
Oh,
here they're gonna explain what tamales are, okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I ate them like sandwiches.
Everybody listen.
for the tamales. Like if they're making like such a big amount of food, they do it outside.
They cook it
How many people does
outside
she plan to
because it doesn't
cook
fit in the
for?
kitchen.
Ooh, more than 1,000.
They cook more than 1,000
More than
tamales.
1,000?
More than 1,000 tamales.
They're cooking more than 1,000 tamales today.
They're cooking for the entire town. The tamales are gonna be for everybody. So they do that whenever it's a big holiday. Only then.
Sure. Oh, what do we have here? What is
That's
this?
the masa that goes
Oh, you know
on
what
the
this
outside.
is?
Masa.
Come on,
How
yeah.
did they make so much?
Wow.
It's masa, it's cornmeal.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah. It's like
I can't hardly pick that up.
When you
That's a lot
cook
of
it,
masa.
it becomes like a bready
now I'm gonna take
kind
these
of meat.
corn
A
leaf, throw
bready
in
kind of
masa.
food.
Are they gonna put that in here and mix it up
They're going to cut it into small pieces first.
and then toss it in there?
Nuh-uh.
No.
They're gonna grab one of the corn leaves, put a little bit of masa, put
then a
salsa
piece
in
of
it, and then a piece of pork, fold it, put it into the big pot, put water in it, put it to the fire again, wait for half an hour, turn the pot around,
Which I know how
wait
to
for
do.
another half an hour, and then get the tamales out and start sharing with the town. Todos los tamales van a estar listos para hoy en la noche. Oh my gosh, so right now they're gonna start working like super fast because all the 1,000 tamales have to be ready for tonight.
Yeah. So here they are.
Started off
A lot of
this
people
day
are making
very
the
sad
tamales,
to be
right?
here on Christmas Eve, and now I wouldn't trade